We're moving first to developments coming in related to developments in the UK. As you remember, yesterday, Britain got its first Prime Minister of South Asian origin, its first Prime Minister of colour, and its youngest Prime Minister in 2 centuries, with Rishi Sunak becoming the first Indian origin and ethnic minority Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Now it seems there's been politics over this. You've had members in the opposition ask, as Indians celebrate the ascent of Sunak, can it happen here in India? To which BJP's hit back saying, India has had 3 Muslim and 1 Sikh president and a Sikh prime minister for 10 years. Minorities already are in top judicial positions and even the armed forces. They've also said you don't need to learn about inclusivity from another country. Let's go over to my colleague Maria Shakil. She's our political editor for more details. Maria, before we focus on the BJP's response, if you could share with us who within the opposition made this statement and exactly what did they mean when they said that can this happen in India?
Yes, so from Mehbooba Mufti and others, a lot of them have highlighted the fact that there is a minority now in a Hindu Prime Minister in Rishi Sunak in the Kingdom. But for the benefit of our viewers, let me just remind it, and that's what the BJP is also doing. Zakir Hussain was the 3rd president of India, a Muslim. Then M. Hidayatullah was an acting president, again a Muslim. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmad was the president, again a Muslim. So I'm saying, and then in Gyani Zail Singh from the Sikh community, was also the president, and also APJ Abdul Kalam. So the point being made by BJP here is that India certainly doesn't need lessons in minorities getting their place on the top roles, and that is more to do with their merit rather than their minority status. And India doesn't really need lessons from United Kingdom or any other country for giving minorities their due. So that is what is being highlighted by the BJP. And if you look at the long list of presidents India has had several Muslim presidents, also presidents from the Sikh community. Then we have had, Dr. Manmohan Singh from the Sikh community, who served as the Prime Minister for 10 long years. Several, and even women Chief Justice of India. So we have had such positions in the past. So as far as India learning from the West is concerned, that is certainly what is not needed. And then the BJP has thrown a challenge to Mehbooba Mufti that a state of Jammu and Kashmir, which has so far bagged the Muslims, and we have seen genocide against the majority community. In Jammu and Kashmir, of course, the Hindus are a minority there. The question being raised by the BJP then is, will Mehbooba Mufti, who heads PDP in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, be backing someone who is from the Hindu community as the Chief Minister?
Okay, Maria, thank you. We're going to play out for our audiences what the BJP spokesperson Shahzad Poonewala had to say on this. Then we'll connect with my colleague Pallavi Ghosh also on this story.
जब पूरी दुनिया भारत का लोहा मान रही है और भारतीय मूल का व्यक्ति ऋषि सुनक यूके का प्रधानमंत्री बना है, इसका जश्न मनाने के बदले कांग्रेस पार्टी वही कर रही है जो उसका मूल चरित्र है, बांटो और राज करो, भारत की छवि धूमिल करो और इस्लामोफोबिया का फेक कार्ड खेलो। आज कांग्रेस पार्टी डॉक्टर थरूर, पी चिदम्बरम जी जैसे लोग कह रहे कि क्या कोई माइनॉरिटी का व्यक्ति सर्वोच्च पद पर बैठ सकता है? क्या वो डॉक्टर मनमोहन सिंह को भूल चुके हैं और वो उनके माइनॉरिटी स्टेटस की वजह से नहीं, मेरिट की स्टेटस की वजह से वहां पर बैठने का काम उन्होंने किया है? परंतु कुछ लोग आज भी जो सवाल उठा रहे हैं, उनका दोहरा चरित्र और दोहरा मापदंड दिखाई देता है।
Okay, that was Shahzad Poonewala, but let's also go over right now to my colleague, our senior editor Pallavi Ghosh, right now for a lot more context on this story. Pallavi, when we spoke to Maria earlier, we focused on the PDB's Mehbooba Mufti and what she had to say. With Shahzad Poonewala's bite that we've just shared with our audiences, he's obviously widening the ambit. He's including leaders like Shashi Tharoor from the Congress. Could you, before we carry on, first very clearly lay out for us exactly what Shashi Tharoor had to say, because we haven't shared what he had to say yet on our show?
No, so Shashi Tharoor tweeted just moments after the news came in of the new UK Prime Minister, and not just Shashi Tharoor, even Mr. Chidambaram tweeted, and both of them made the point that it is something which is possible in India, where someone belonging to the minority community can actually hope to the position of power. That has triggered off this very strong reaction from BJP, but there are two things over here. First, of course, the Congress party has forgotten that Dr. Manmohan Singh belonged to the Sikh minority community. And that was something which the Congress party flaunted by saying that, we've chosen someone who is not from the majority community, but from the minority Sikh community as our Prime Minister, not once, but twice over. And this is certainly something that the BJP is trying to remind both Mr. Tharoor as well as to P. Chidambaram. But the other second point, which Congress is not saying so explicitly, but definitely they are implying, is the whole foreign origin debate. Remember, Sonia Gandhi did not become the Prime Minister because she understood that how her Italian origins is something which is going to be coming back to haunt her and which would give ammunition to the then opposition, which was the BJP. And second, the genesis of parties like, say, the NCP was actually against the foreign origins of Sonia Gandhi because she is by birth an Italian, and that is something which the Congress leaders are asking, is today you're celebrating someone who does not belonging to a UK origin, so to say, who belongs to an Indian origin, and as a Prime Minister, why is it that you have a double standard as far as Indian politics goes?
Okay, so Pallavi, just to reiterate your point, our audiences should understand this not just as a comment around minorities, but also, as you were just saying, around the origins. Rishi Sunak, a man who's known to have had an Indian origin, and then this question of whether or not we've had a leader so far that has had non-Indian origins, and if not, why so? Pallavi, before we move on very quickly, can you just highlight for our audiences, till now, in this controversy, we have the PDP, we have the Congress. Have we heard from any other opposition parties?
Well, not yet, but I remember I saw a tweet from Mehbooba Mufti of the Trinamool Congress, and she's been very articulate about this issue. She too pointed out, is this something which can happen in India? It's something which we need to celebrate, certainly, but is this something which can happen to India? I think it's early times yet, Toya. Just let the day go. There's going to be a lot of controversy, lots of politics, particularly coming in from the Congress party.
Pallavi, right before we let you go, I do want to ask, Shashi Tharoor in particular is someone who's known to be quite vocal on Twitter. I'm seeing right now that people have responded to him by talking about Manmohan Singh, for example. Do we have any further responses from him?
Well, nothing yet from the Congress party, nothing as in a response to what Shashi Tharoor says. But I think that's going to be the line of thought which is going to come in from the BJP. An attack on the Congress party that why are you conveniently forgetting that a minority was made the Prime Minister of a country.
Okay, Pallavi, thank you for bringing us that context. We have Nasir Hussain from the Congress with us this morning on the show. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us here at CNN News 18. Sir, a rather peculiar statement that's come in from the PDP, and it seems a version of it echoed by the Congress party, only in the implication, I'm calling it peculiar, only in the implication that minorities so far have not received this acclamation. That's what the Congress seems to be saying. So how are they defending this argument when you've had, for example, other Twitter users respond by saying, what about Prime Minister Manmohan Singh?
Yeah, I think what some of our people have tried to explain is that in the recent past and in the present, the minorities are not being represented.
Right.
There is an attempt by the incumbent government to have a majoritarian hegemony in the country, to impose majoritarianism on the people of the country who for long time have celebrated diversities, who have respected diversities, who have promoted diversities. And I would like to say that the beauty of our country and the strength of our country and the unity of our country lies in our beautiful diversities that we have. So that has been respected. But of late, there has been an attempt to impose majoritarianism on everything, whether it is polity, whether it is language, whether it is culture, whether it is dress habits, whether it is eating habits, whether it is traditions. So that is what that is being questioned. And nonetheless, I would like to congratulate Rishi Sunak, who has done it to the top in UK, and even the US has showed in the recent past by electing
Kamala Harris.
I will not say it's a black, it's a person who was not white to the highest president. I think when other countries are showing the way, we should also respect our own diversities and our own culture, traditions and conventions, which we have followed for centuries together.
Okay, all right. Sir, thank you.